this year has been different.
Said that all winter championships would be canceled.
Now the NCAA canceling remaining championship games.
This season will be different. But our path to greatness,
to excellence,
to championships,
remains the same. And so we bring
our drive, our determination, our hunger, yesterday, today, always.
the journey continues.
Welcome to the Dana Duckworth Show, brought to you by Alabama One. I'm Kennedy Chase, here with head coach Dana Duckworth. And coach, great meet against Georgia this past weekend. What was your favorite highlight from Athens?
There were several amazing events on Friday night. First off, it was a very big team effort. We started strong, ended strong, and definitely had a few little blips in the middle, but it was great to have Lexi Graber back in the mix after having had a car accident and had a few weeks off. So proud of Luisa Blanco for having her third all-around in her career and having a great night, and then really having some knockout performances by Maddie Walagora and Makari Doggett.
Yes, it was definitely amazing to see Lexi back, and what a stunning performance from Louisa that whole entire meet. So going into this weekend coming up, what are some improvements that you expect to see from the team?
We are still going after the same thing. We want to hit 24 routines for 24 routines. We want to be able to do it under pressure and with the most amount of confidence and grace as possible. I think that this was a wake-up call. We could have won that meet, so there were some things we left on the table, and we want to use that to fuel us, because I know this, the Sunday practice we had following that meet was a whole nother level.
It's definitely going to be an amazing weekend. So let's do business as usual. We have 4 rotations to cover, starting with bars. We had a consistently high score, starting with Luisa Blanco, who scored her career best of a 9.9.
So when you watch the back end of our lineup, Luisa is 4th up. She did a gorgeous routine. Her handstands are just on top of the bar. Her legs and her form are just exquisite. She comes from the high bar to the low bar with a combination of a Maloney to a Pack Salto, does a pirouette on the low bar, and sets up for a dismount. This is the skill she works on really, really hard. We're trying to get that landing to be absolutely precise. You see her, she lands and takes that little slide back. So the 1/10 that she basically lost had to do with a small separation as her backswing and then this small little slide back. You see her beautiful height above the bar, and then she moved her feet. Had she just kept those feet glued to the ground, she probably could have gotten a 10-0.
And now we're going to move on to Shania Adams, who also scored her career best of a 9.9.
Watch the way Shania attacks her handstands. Her handstands are right on top of the bar. Right here, she does a Maloney to an immediate Pack Salto. So now here, she does a handstand to a toe half. This is actually called a Horkina, and it's a very difficult move, taking you from the low bar to high bar. Her dismount combination is a toe full to double tuck. Boom, and that was a great landing for her. So her 2 half-a-tenths came from the handstand before the Maloney half. This was beautiful. It landed within 10 degrees above the bar, beautiful height, and that small little half-a-tenth of the foot. So you can see those are little areas where we can get a half-a-tenth back.
And last in the lineup, we have Makari Doggett, who also scored a 9.9.
Makari has been so ferocious on this event. I guess that's the best way to attack it, because she does a great job here with what's called a Tkachev to an immediate Pack Salto. It gives her combination bonus. She has great amplitude, which means height above the bar, and she has a big dismount. Again, her handstands are exquisite. She does a big old double layout, boom, and then that little slide back. So you can see that where we have room for improvement is a stuck landing. I like to tell the ladies, I want you to look like you're a dart in the dartboard. When those feet hit the ground, boom, there's not a single movement. And that's what we're working for week after week.
Some stunning performances, and I heard you use the term ferocious. How important is it for these girls to attack bars ferociously?
Well, that is the thing, is holding back is going to do us no good. We really talk all the time about going after what you want, really attacking the performance and never holding back. You will never have regret being over aggressive than you would being under aggressive. And that's just kind of one of those philosophies that's really important when you're going after as much perfection as you possibly can.
That's amazing. Well, don't go anywhere. When we come back, we'll discuss vault and floor. Welcome back to the Dana Duckworth Show, brought to you by Alabama One. And now we're going to discuss vault. And so for this meet, they started with bars instead of vaults. So does that change the tone of the meet?
It doesn't really change the tone of the meet. It's just that you start on bars and you go straight over to vault, and you go from vault to floor. So you have the two leg events in the middle on an away meet. And really our focus was to really go after the big vaults. We know to compete at the end at the highest level, you want the largest amount of scoring potential as possible. And in the past, a 10-0 start value vault was pretty much every vault we did. But they changed the rules 2 years ago. And now you're having to do a more difficult vault to get the start value, and that's what's making vault a little more challenging.
I bet. We're going to start with the vault lineup, starting with Maddie Walagora, who scored a 9.85.
And Maddie, this is a new vault for her this season. She does a 1.5, your Chinko 1.5. That is a 10-0 start value vault. And so you see her do a round off onto the board. She gets back to the table, and she has a full and a half twist in a laid out position. Just great amplitude. Now, that big step was where all of her deductions came from. So when you take this look, she gets great distance, great height, but a judge decides how much they're gonna take based on how big the step is or the jump is. So you see her form is incredible right there. So they basically took a 0.15 off of the landing.
Now we're going to move on to Luisa Blanco, who scored or tied her career best with a 9.875.
Again, you're going to see a step here, but you're going to see a jump. And that little hop is basically what gave her that deduction. And the thing about this is I'm so excited that we're going for the hard vaults. Luisa has never competed this vault before in her life. And so this season, we're going after a harder difficulty vault. Same with Maddie Walagora. And so to see them get these reps under their belt, under pressure, under the big lights is really important.
In third, we have the Brazilian Lexi Graber, who scored a 9.9.
Yes, and Lexi has probably our largest 1.5 on our team. It just goes flying. She's so small that it just makes it look even bigger because she goes so high in the air. And so when you see these three vaults, they are execution-wise so tight, and the judges don't have a lot to take because their knees are straight, their legs are together, their toes are pointed. It's really nice vaults. So right now, we get those landings, we have 3 more tenths added back to our score. And so, you know, those 3 women had to come after a fall because that's what we're going after. If we don't go big now, we're not going to have them at the end. And that's why we're trying to go for the big vault so we have the best scoring potential.
So now we're going to move on to the floor rotation, which is my personal favorite. And watching the girls cheer on their teammates as they perform their floor exercises, I kind of have a feeling that's their favorite too. What do you think, Coach?
I think it allows them to get involved with their teammates. I mean, most of them know the dance, so they kind of get out there and do the dance with them. And, you know, it's just something that's really engaging. It's fun for the fans. And what I love about floor is they get to show their personality.
Well, we're going to start this lineup with Lexi Graber, who scored a 9.925 and received top honors on floor.
I'm telling you, I was so proud of her for having had to have taken those 2 weeks off after her car accident, being able to come back here and have 3 9.9+ performances. Her full in is beautiful. She does a double back with a full twist, just controlled landing. She just really took the floor with confidence, and I loved her leap pass here, a switch side into a wolf full and a half. That gives her a D quality skill, and so what helps her is get that 10-0 start value. Her last pass, she makes it look so easy. It's a front through to a pike, and look how tall she lands. The chest is tall, the landing is in control, and I was really proud of her to do that floor routine. It was just beautiful.
And then on top of that beautiful performance, I heard it was her 22nd birthday.
Yes, so her birthday present was a great performance to all of us for sure. And yes, she celebrated her 22nd birthday. I just can't believe she's a senior. You know, it goes by very fast.
Yeah, she will definitely be missed. And now we're going to go next to Luisa Blanco, who scored a 9.9, which is her career best.
This is just the stunning. We need to just call her the stunning Luisa Blanco.
Stunning.
Her fingers and the way she performs is just beautiful. She opens up with a double pike. That is a beautiful first pass, totally controlled landing. We are trying to get an upgrade, but we're not sure if it's going to happen this season. She does a switch ring, switch half popa. I'd like to see her get that popa all the way around. So that was one of the 1/2 tenth deductions the judges took because you have to complete that turn. Right here, again, a beautiful double tuck salto. She has just got a beautiful floor routine. This is really fun right here. Her dance is it's just sassy and sophisticated, and I love the way she uses her eyes. Her last pass gives her 2/10 bonus, a front full, front layout, goes right into the dance. It's just, again, absolutely dynamite. She had a great knockout performance. Really proud of how she handled that pressure this weekend.
And before the show started, you mentioned her elegance. How important is it to have elegance through not just floor, but all the rotations?
You know, in gymnastics, we talked about being ferocious, right? And one of the terms we use is fierce grace. I feel like Louisa has that grace and that beauty, and it really makes her stand out from a lot of others. And I just love that she's just the full package.
Well, we love watching Louisa perform. So don't go anywhere. When we come back, we'll discuss the final rotation, beam. Welcome back to the Dana Duckworth Show, brought to you by Alabama One. And now we're going to discuss the final rotation, which is beam. And now, Coach, how important, or what's the mindset of the team going into this final rotation?
Confidence, confidence, and confidence. You know, balance beam is such a technical event. And so when we go over to balance beam, it's about doing what you do every day, truly having faith and confidence that you are prepared. And for me, I always want the ladies to think of it as they're on the floor performing, and that it's not even that it's 4 inches wide, that it's literally just a floor, and they take their eyes off the beam and do the things they need to do to feel confident.
So we're going to start with your first in the lineup, which is Shania Adams, who ended up scoring her career best of a 9.875.
Yes, Shania did a great job on balance beam. Shania was one of those athletes this weekend that started really strong with, on bars with that 9.9. Had a little mistake in between with vault and floor, and I had to make a choice. Was I going to have her do beam or not? And I loved to see her really have that champion mindset of being able to come in here and do a difficult routine. You see that wolf double turn is an E-level move, giving her 2/10. I don't see many of those in college. She does her leap pass, a switch leap, beat jump, and she really did. I liked seeing her just be aggressive on this event and come home with a nice successful event after having some mistakes. We need her to continue to build that confidence and continue to be that champion she can be.
Yes, I feel like confidence is key when you're on that beam, for sure. Next, we're going to move on to senior Lexi Graber, who scored a 9.9.
Lexi did a beautiful job. She mounted the beam. She was aggressive. She's been really doing well in practice, so I feel like if we practice well, we will compete well. You see her do a back handspring 2-foot series. That's not something you see many times. Right here, she does a switch leap straddle 3/4, and what I love is she could have caused herself a wobble, but she kept moving and kept flowing. Right there, a front toss to a scale called a Liukin, and nails that dismount. You see how her feet didn't move? That's the kind of landing we want all the time.
Sticking the landing, yes. They make it look so easy, but I know it's probably really difficult.
They really do, and I just think that, every single half a tenth we can get is going to add to our team score. And it's great to be able to have a Luisa Blanco to, anchor that routine, this event, with just the beauty and the grace that she has. We have a lot of confidence that everyone in the beam lineup can do their job and do it well. And it's nice to have Luisa in that anchor position, who has been put in several situations this year where she's had to really come through in order to get the W.
Yes, and Luisa scored her career best of a 9.9. She also won beam, and she scored her best or just better in every rotation. I don't know what else you can expect from Luisa.
She really did have a great meet. There's the only deduction that I really wanted her to get that 10, and had she kind of stayed down and bent her knees a little more in that landing, she probably could have gotten it. You hear a double full right here, a double twist, boom, and you see that one little foot slide. I think what's great about Luisa right now is this was her third all-around of her entire career. Luisa has had to overcome a lot of different things, a lot of little bumps in the road, everything we have going on with just COVID and things that have happened just throughout this season. And to see her continue to fight back and have the best all-around of her career, I'm really proud of her, and I'm excited for her future.
One word I have for that is incredible, and she's so young too, so she can only go up from here. Don't go anywhere, anyone. When we come back, we'll be discussing Dana's tip of the week. Welcome back to the Dana Duckworth Show, brought to you by Alabama One. So, Coach, we're going to talk about your tip of the week, which is owning your routine. Do you think, or is there such thing as an artistry deduction?
Absolutely. So when a judge has their categories of where they can take deductions, there is actually a category called artistry. And what that means is if you don't own your routine, if you are not on your music, or if you aren't really showing personality, they can take an up to a level deduction on something. So you right here see Shania, dancing. You see Emily really just having it's the fingers, the shoulders back, the eyes. Watch Alonzo right here as you see her eyes just check out the judge and her teammates. Right here, Lexi takes her eyes off the balance beam, gives the judge a little smirk. I think it just speaks to the confidence. The judge kind of gets that. You see here in Makari's face, I love a big smile on floor. I love when they can show off that personality and be sassy. Right here, Emily has a fun routine that's interactive. All the girls know the choreography. But just it's everything you do. It's the way you carry your shoulders. It's the way you flick your fingers. It's the eyes off the balance beam, the smirks that you give. And then like with Louisa, it's just making every movement big and just really owning the confidence and the performance. I know we're talking a lot about confidence in this show this week, but it really is. I asked the ladies, I want you to have faith and confidence regardless of circumstance this weekend. And that's what we're going to continue to build on.
Yes, confidence. I feel like these girls really need it in order to be successful, and they've got it. So don't go anywhere, anyone. When we come back, we'll be discussing next week's meet.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Alabama Gymnastics.
What an inspiring video. Welcome back.
I'm choked up.
Well, welcome back to the Dana Duckworth Show, brought to you by Alabama One. And Coach, I feel like you already know what we're going to talk about since you're wearing your beautiful bright pink shirt, but it's that power of pink. What does that mean to you and to Alabama Gymnastics?
This is the 18th year, and what it means to us is that we get to perform for something bigger than ourselves. When you see those women that are survivors of breast cancer on the Circle A, you recognize that they have been through so much and have overcome so much adversity to be there. And it's really being able to perform for something bigger than ourselves, a cause, and to increase awareness on breast cancer, that how we need to do early detection. That is the key. No matter what age you are, we need to really encourage early detection so that we can help you be aware.
So I know a tradition for the Power of Pink meet is that pink, that gorgeous pink leotard, but I know just leotards in general are such a staple for Alabama Gymnastics, and I think we are going to discuss some of the leotards in the past.
Oh, this will be fun. We've had lots of them. Oh, Geraldine Stuckey is wearing what's called, I named them.
Thank you.
Yes, that is the all-in leotard. We won a championship in 2011 in that leotard. It had more bling on it, and the picture may not even do it justice of how it just was so bright on the podium.
I love it. The more bling, the better for sure.
This is called the houndstooth. You see the houndstooth arms in there, and we just brought that out this season. It's beautiful, and everyone loved that leotard. It's all about the bling. It's all about the bling.
Yes, all about the bling.
This one is called the quadrifoil. You see it has the quadrifoil logo. I'm a FIMU alumna, so it's kind of fun to have that leotard that kind of symbolizes strength and unity. The roquette.
Oh,
this leotard,
favorite.
yes, the neckline is very unique and different. I love the bama down the arm, and just it looks good on everybody. It's definitely a statement leotard.
I love that one. I think that's my favorite.
This leotard is called the Stunning because when you look at it, it is stunning. I love seeing Kiana, Jenny, Mac, and Nikki in there. All of them are just thriving in their life and their careers after gymnastics. So I would say not only is their leotard stunning, but their lives are stunning as well. This is a throwback. This is the Bama leotard. You can see the difference in the bling, right? That one has more of a, I guess, a lycra look to it versus all the jewels, but still, it's a very good symbol of Alabama gymnastics.
Love it.
And one of my favorite leotards of all times to recognize tornado relief in the Tuscaloosa, the 2011, April 27th. That leotard has a lot of meaning on how we came together as a community and we became stronger.
I love it. Now this next leotard,
This is the power
pink.
pink. This is the ribbon. This is the leotard we're going to be wearing this weekend.
Yes.
And of course, I'm missing all those fans in the background. Oh, I wish we still had all those fans.
Oh, I miss it, but I love it.
The Harley. This leotard has the A. It has a beautiful script A. And we talk about basically, you know, being proud to wear that script A on your chest. Well, there's the best one we've got.
And this next one.
Okay, you see the holes in the arms right there?
I love it.
That is in the two-toned. Okay, Lycra has come a long way. The design of a leotard takes months and months and months. This leotard is definitely a throwback, and I know that girl in the screen.
That is probably my favorite leotard we've seen all day. I love that one. I love the retro look, and it happened to have a stunning gymnast wearing it.
Yeah, that was so funny because when you put that leotard on, you your hands would go through the holes.
Yes.
But you never know what I could pull out. The construction of a leotard starts months and months in advance, and we work with the leotard company, and we do this whole big design, so it's very sophisticated.
Okay, so going into this meet coming up this weekend against number 2 LSU, what are you planning to do with the team, or how do you plan on preparing them for such a challenge coming up?
We are going to focus on hitting 24 for 24. Every one of our young ladies that get up there to compete need to own their role. They need to own that they are going to go up there with faith and confidence and hit their routine under pressure. If everyone does that, the outcomes will take care of themselves. We are focused on the handstands, the stuck landings, and all the small things that we can do so that every gymnast could find another 10th or half a 10th back to their score. And that's all we can focus on. It's what we can do on Friday night.
Well, I'm so excited to watch that meet. I know it's going to be an amazing competition. That's it for this week for the Dana Duckworth Show. We'll see you guys next week. Roll Tide.
This has been a presentation from Learfield IMG College.